So, as the week opens on GBP AUD, the Australian dollar managed to escape above 2 Australian dollar to 1 British pounds in the month of December. And I see all that fading away as market comes to demand floor at 1.99105 to return British pound Australian dollar exchanging for 2 Australian dollar mark and above. So on technical, I think you're going to need more Australian dollar to get 1 British pounds in the month of January. So technically, price has come to a demand floor, a strong demand floor by a strong resistance structure in the zone of 1.99105, and close of the week was a clear indication whereby the weekly candle close rejected 1.99105 level, indicating that coming week will be a buy for British pounds against the Australian dollar. The whole idea is to see price breakout from the ascending structure where we have a break of structure at this level. We have a demand floor, demand floor, demand floor, break of a demand floor, supply roof 1, supply roof 2, supply roof 3. So you can see the price action. So let me circle it. We have here break of structure, we have here supply roof, we have here supply roof, we have here another supply roof. Now price is coming down here, you break the structure and come down to where we have an imaginary weak rejection supply roof. So this will test the fate of buyers, especially to see if how sustainable this level is going to be. So when price gets to this level, it's on technical that price will show significant daily correction at this level, considering the fact that we have a rejection in 2020 at this level. So what does this mean? What this means is that when price gets to this level, I don't know when, but it's going to show significant rejection at 2.08299 Australian dollar for 1 British pounds. So when price gets to that level, we will see how market reacts at that level. But I'm very optimistic that there will be considerable respect for price when it gets to that level. We will see how price reacts there. Then the next thing we want to see is the ultimate sell unit, where we have a way of one line and an institutional ascending trend line running from 2016. We have here as a demand floor, 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 we have here as another demand floor, break of the demand structure, price came retest 1, retest 2, retest 3, and ultimately price will come back here in the zone of 2. 2.16164 Australian dollar for 1 British pound. This is going to happen. So this will be the area where you begin to look out for potential sell opportunity, where you look out for opportunity to short the British pounds against Australian dollar. So we want to make this as fast as possible. We limit our time for charts. So what we see is that as the week opens, GA is going to be a buy. So set your buy order, Sydney open, look for an opportunity on the lower time frame and try and find a buy opportunity for GA. So look for an opportunity and go long GA. We already have a breakout from a descending trend line. You can see the descending trend line running from 2015 and price return in 2020, and we return again in August 2023, and we return again in 2024 with a weak rejection where the body of the candle closed below the descending trend line, an indication of a PS trend. And we came again in the month of September, respected the structure. We returned in November, respected the descending trend line, forming, when you look at the structure, we have a perfect symmetrical triangle, a strong chart pattern at this level. There was a breakout to the downside after price updating the floor multiple times and updating the roof 2 times. Now price has broken out. So what we expect is that for the selling to continue, price need to go up and test the roof of the ascending trend line. A broken demand floor is now a supply roof, and on the supply roof, price has tested 1, tested 2, tested 3, tested, and the next thing we want to see is price return to this level with a clear bearish drop. So this is what we see for British pounds against Australian dollar. We continue to see what Reserve Bank of Australia will do. We continue to see what Bank of England (BOE). We look at their monetary policies. They will also look at the bond yield between Australian economy and the British economy. And from there, we look if we can find an inverse correlation and look at a clear bearish drop between British pounds and Australian dollar. But what we see at the moment as the week opens on a demand floor after a breakout from a descending trend line, showing impulse of liquidity and showing a strengthening the British economy at flattening and at pacing Australian dollar. So what does that mean? We're going to need more Australian dollar to afford one British pound. So in coming 2025, Australians brace up. We are going to need more Australian dollar to afford one British pound based on the chart. So we look out for a long opportunity. As the market opens, we are going to look out for long opportunity. Then we look out for lower time frame, where we'll see if it is possible to get a sniper entry. We go in and smash, and go long. Look at the structure of the market. Look at the weekly candle. The weekly candle closing in weekly candle rejection, indicating that 1.99 level is strong enough to repel price in the coming week. But what we see as the week comes in, 1.99105 will be a buy. So go to your lower time frame, 15 minutes, which we are going to do. In 15 minutes, we look out for entry opportunity for GA. But from where the market is now, even if you enter a buy, no matter how the market tries to pull you back, it will close the week in profit. So GA is most likely a buy. Yeah, despite we have a structure here showing resistance. You see, we have a structure here, a breakout of structure. Look at it here. After price broke out from this structure, start playing on supply one, supply two, and supply three finally. But on a longer term, we have a breakout from a descending trend line. That breakout from the descending trend line, and we have a structure at this level, 1.99105. So at that level, I believe that the weekly candle rejecting this level is a clear sign there's going to be an uptrust. But however, there are fundamental analysis kicking in. The week is piled up with fundamental analysis, which could technically change trade dynamics. So on a lower time frame, we're going to comprise all the fundamental analysis coming from the British pound and the Reserve Bank of Australia. We'll combine them to see actively if we have other fundamental data that could break 1.99105 demand floor. But on technical, a broken supply roof should become a technical demand floor for upswing. And we have a breakout from the weekly descending trend line, which gives us the signal that the British pounds will continue to have a technical and a financial advantage over Australian dollar. The whole aim is to see price make a stop at $2 mark, and making a stop at $2 mark and sustaining will be viewed by economic analysts. So what we'll see is that on a longer term, that maybe as we look into the first quarter of the year, that we could get a sustained $2 mark and above against Australian dollar. This is very much possible. After seeing the rally from September 2022, the British pounds have not looked back, picked from the demand floor. You can see from the previous demand floor in 2016. So let's extend it. So the British pounds have picked support from the 2016 demand floor and accelerated. And we hope that we could get to 2020 supply roof. 2020 supply roof is exchanging British pound to Australian dollar above $2 mark. So we see this possible. The fundamental analysis are capable of returning price. Besides, you see there's a breakout from a symmetrical triangle and price have retested. On technical, price is still trading below supply. So the only time we begin to have a very strong bullish bias is when price breaks up from this line and started trading this way. If we have a breakup from this structure and price returns to start trading like this, then our bias becomes bullish in line with the previous price action where you see buying, buying. So if we return here, buying. So this is what we see, and we believe that the first quarter 2025 most likely will see a rise in British pounds against Australian dollars. So we'll be looking at their monetary policies and to see if there are other changes and other price movements that will likely break a structure and invalidate all our long analysis. This is what we see for GA, and we hope that the coming week opens in buy. After we see a strong demand flow at 1.99105, it's potentially a buy signal. We have here as a litmus test break of a supply roof. After price tested the supply roof 1, tested it 2, tested it 3. The supply roof has been tested 3 times before break of structure and price retested and shown a significant upswing. As the weekly candle returns as a result of the bearish drop from a break of structure from this level where it tested 1, tested 2, and the last was this weekly candle that rejected the supply roof. I believe the idea is to come down to this liquidity and continue to trend. But in a worst case scenario, if this structure is broken, then I see price returning to the descending trend line. A broken supply roof will become a demand floor. So if that happens, then this is going to be your ultimate buy position, where you have your blue descending trend line box. So this becomes your new buy position if price managed to invalidate 1.99105. I think that's unlikely because of the liquidity strength of this area. Look at the liquidity build-up, a build-up of sell liquidity from 2015. We have another top at 2020. We have another touch in 2023, and another case in the month of 2024. Entire roof broken after price updating the roof 4 times. In the course of this journey, there is a breakout and a possible retest might be likely based on strong fundamental analysis, which might put price into this level. So we look at it on a lower time frame to see the economic calendar, look at information, other strong economic data. If there is any way that the British pound will continue to keep its statistical bullish advantage over Australian dollar. So we'll monitor this closely. But the next we're going to look at is the daily time frame, and we look for intraday opportunity for a snapper entry to see if we have a coincidence at 1.99105, indicating and generating that that area is a potential buy opportunity, holding the ability to go long to see we have a sustained above $2 mark above British pound, between British pounds and Australian dollar. So this is what we see at the moment.